Hey everybody, on today's episode we're going to talk about self-worth and forgiving yourself. Just gets you right in the feels. Stay tuned. So self-worth, it's the sense of value or worth that we have for ourselves. Sharon Martin, who's a clinical social worker, a licensed clinical social worker, she has a blog that's called livewellwithsharonmartin.com. It's actually a really awesome blog, and there's tons of resources on it. So she goes in and she has something very specific on how to reclaim your self-worth. But let's go back to why we need to reclaim our self-worth. Like, why do we not feel worthy of ourselves or what we do? So what she says is, so many of us feel unworthy. We feel like we're not good enough. We feel like we don't fit in. We feel like we don't even matter. We're overly critical, fixating on our flaws and failures, and we think we need to be perfect and successful in order to have some kind of value for ourselves. So there's 5 specific areas that we go ahead and we compromise our own self-worth in. 5 areas. First one, perfectionism. We feel like we have to be perfect in every single thing that we do and we can never ever mess up. So number 2, overworking. So basically you're going ahead and you're putting in way too much work into something that the value of it is not equal at all. Okay, number 3, busyness. So basically we just have way too much going on all at the same time and we're not able to be present. So of course I'm a DBT therapist and we talk hugely about mindfulness. So what would be so much more effective is if you were just present in the moment, knowing what is going on. 4th one, comparing yourself to somebody else. So of course everybody likes to compare themselves. Everybody likes to compare one person with another person. It's the way of life. I think it's just human nature. At the same time, there's healthy comparison and then there's unhealthy comparison. If you go ahead and if you identify that you're constantly comparing yourself with somebody, that's going to be a little bit of unhealthy comparison. Number 5, you always like to people please. You go ahead and you want to do everything for them. You don't want them to know all these negative things that are going on in your life. Even if it's like stepping above like your boundaries and your limits and your values, if it's going to go ahead and please other people, well, then so be it. But actually that's not very healthy at all. So you have to let go of those 5 things. The perfectionism, overworking, busyness, comparison, and people pleasing. You have to let go of them. You have to be able to identify in your mind, okay, yes, maybe I'm doing these things, and you have to practice accepting that you're doing these things and then be able to let go of them. Kind of like Elsa on Frozen. She just let it go. Just let it go. The next thing is, don't let other people determine what your own self-worth is. Other people, of course, are going to have opinions about you. Is your self-worth their worth? No, it's your own worth. It's not others' worth. It's our own. The last thing that we could go ahead and do in order to improve our self-worth is to be able to forgive ourselves. So that kind of goes along with letting go. But forgiveness is actually a huge step. And it's kind of, it's a little bit separate, but it actually goes along with it. Because if you're not being able to forgive yourself, then your self-worth really isn't going to be all that great. It's going to be like in the trash. It's not going to be very good. So Maya Angelou, she actually has a really awesome quote that says, if you live, you will make mistakes. It's pretty much guaranteed. She didn't put the guaranteed part in, but I added that. But if you do live, you're going to make mistakes. It is inevitable. But once you do, and you see the mistake, then you forgive yourself and say, well, if I had known better, I would have done better. And that's it. So think about that. If I would have known better, then I would have done better. So with anything in life, if you would have known something, then you would have done it. Now that you know it, you can do it. Okay, so let's wrap this up. We talked about the 5 ways that you go ahead and you compromise your self-worth, which is the perfectionism, you overwork, you're too busy, you compare yourself, and you like to people please. And then we talked about ways to be able to improve your self-worth. So being able to let go of those 5 things, being able to identify the things that are actually really helpful for you, the facts that I was talking about, and then not being able to let other people determine your own self-worth. So hopefully this was helpful for you. As always, go ahead and like my channel, subscribe to my channel, like this lovely little video. And also I just went ahead and I got on Facebook, so go ahead and find me at Leslie Gertson, LSCSW, LMAC. Yeah, LMAC. So I'm on there, pictures up, got some good stuff going. So everybody take care. See you soon.